Today we are joined by one of the world's greatest artists. His talents have brought great happiness, peace and harmony to many people around the world. We are all very excited and immensely grateful to welcome the incredibly talented Archbishop Frederick O'Neilson, who will now perform his latest composition. Oh my, we have been spoiled. That was simply incredible. Archbishop, please share with us your inspiration behind such an eloquent, moving piece of music.
I was walking through a forest at midnight when I came across a blind man eating snails by the river.
Amazing. And then?
That's it.
Oh, very well. Next week on Whistles of Praise.
We know you were there, Thomas. We have 5 witnesses who can recall seeing a man that matches your description leaving the club at midnight. We have your cell phone records that pinpoint your mobile device located within 20 yards from the scene. Forensics have found DNA matches to your saliva and traces of your hair inside the apartment of Sharon Gambino. Now, what have you got to say for yourself?
Am I allowed to phone me nana? Here we are again.
In your face, 2020.
Actually, it is the year 2020.
It is. Here's a little tip for you.
It's the 20s. Oh, it's alright, you can get away with that in the 20s.
Oh.
That just sounds weird.
It does.
You had the 1920s, now everyone referred to it as the 20s. Now it's the 2020s.
The 2020s, is that what you call it? 2020s?
2020s.
Oh, I used to love
People just refer to it as
2020
the
when I was
20s.
14 on the streets.
The 20s. Everyone will be like, oh, you can get away with shit like that in the 20s, man. It just sounds weird because it sounds like you're talking about oldie world to me, not new.
Yeah, it also seems very, very futuristic.
Yeah.
Doesn't it? I expect like flying cars and that, because I'm going 2020.
I'm disappointed with the future. I'll be honest with you. What the promise we were when we were kids.
Aye, fucking
What
them
the fuck?
jackets which pumped up, dried themselves off Back to the Future. Them fucking class shoes which tied themselves.
Yeah.
Hoverboards.
Robotic owls of Blade Runner.
Oh, robotic owls of Blade Runner. Trans on a mate objectify that little what on earth? Nah, that wasn't even the thingies, was it? That TV series?
Yeah, but the future. Nobody predicted the future. Actually, Stanley Kubrick got pretty close.
What on Clockwork Orange?
No, I was thinking sci-fi. I was thinking 2001: Space Odyssey. Because
I'm gonna probably get mashed for this, but I've never actually seen that.
have you not?
No, and I know it's supposed to be really, really good. Loads of people said it's the best. Well, at the time, this was years ago.
It's a good film, and do you know what's really good about it is the technology in it is quite similar to like where we are now.
Is it?
Yeah, they've got like iPads and stuff on like the desks and stuff like that. It's really quite bizarre. And they're like watching the news on iPads and that, and it's like it was kind of like it wasn't too exaggerated. In the spaceships are like they're not like Star Wars where like it's all people just running around in like leather jackets and stupid stuff. Like they're astronauts, and there's like even the spaceships look very like realistic, like man-made constructions and that, and they're not like got booster rockets on them and stuff. Yeah, it's a pretty good film, like for its time. It's pretty amazing actually, and it's the way it's shot. Mm-hmm. It just looks incredible.
But he was amazing. Tesla. Have you seen their new car they had advertised the other month? That's looking like them. That looks like one of the cars which was from a film. It looked. I thought it looked like a pile of shit.
Brutalism design in it, where it's just got all of the soft edges removed, and it's just this harsh, industrial.
Like if that was driving down the street now, I literally would think like an army was coming after us or something like that. It looks...
Loads of people, it's a load of shit really, because the car's not going to look like that one by the time people own it. That's just a concept car.
Oh, aye, but all concept cars are like that.
But everyone's like, I like being on Twitter and everyone's like, oh, I can't wait to get my new Tesla Jeep. It's going to be fucking mad, like driving around. It's like, well, you realise that that car hasn't even got lights that are legal on it. Like, you can't have one light on the front of a car. It's got to have like individual spotlights and like headlights and all these like rules and regs and stuff. And they're just like, and like the wheels. Like, I was reading this one thing online and they were like talking about the actual car, and it's fair enough. It's a concept car, but everyone's buying into it and putting money down to buy one because they think that's the car they're going to own. But that's just like the artistic flourish.
Yeah. They've always done that though. Like, they have concept cars on everything, like BM and everything. They've done it for years like that, and I've never seen one of them cars ever. They're just concept cars.
Yeah, but people, well, I don't think theirs is like a mass market car. It's rare that you see like a one that's intended for the sort of general public. I think it's only like $50,000 for the basic car, for the basic truck. It's totally cheap, right? So it's like a total like
well, I think
like a mass market product, but it's like they're selling it at like a concept level, and it's like,
well, they're selling it.
Usually they do those things, you know, like one fashion designer's come on the catwalk and they've got like fucking goldfish balls on their shoulders, and then when it actually works its way down to the high street, it's just a goldfish drawn on a shirt.
Oh, right.
They with fashion, like high-end fashion, they know like there'll be some like one person will own that jacket with the big goldfish balls on, and they know it's not realistic. It's just for fucking like that startling like contrast to get attention. Mm-hmm. Well, this car is like that equivalent, but like people are like thinking, oh my god, I'm gonna fucking be driving around in one of those things in like 2 years' time. And it's like, nah, you're not. You're gonna be driving around with something with that name, and it's gonna look a bit like it, but loads of it's gonna just be total watered down, because you can't drive a fucking car around like that. In case you hit someone, you're gonna fucking absolutely kill them. There's like, you've got to consider like people like pedestrians and stuff like that. It's just like there's like, well, they were showing like,
is it not one of them electric cars doing that?
Sledgehammers into the side. It's got like no crumple zone, so if you crash into it, you just get smashed to bits in your own car. Whereas cars are designed now to like compact and to try and lower the damage in both vehicles and into like, but that's just like, that is, it's a battlefield vehicle. It's a vehicle built where you don't care about the enemy. It's just mass destruction, and you're just like.
But the windows, didn't they say? What were they saying? Well, they're supposed to be bulletproof or just shatterproof, because they shattered it with one throw of a brick, and he was like, they're
meant to be bulletproof, but I don't think bulletproof means that it doesn't smash. It just means it stops a bullet in its path.
Have you got shares in Tesla? You seem to be sticking up for them.
No, I'm not. I'm mocking them. I'm mocking the people that think that they're going to own one of them trucks and be driving around in this futuristic truck.
I've thought, this is what it is. When you were talking about... sorry, I just put my cup down there. Big bang. What the future's like from things and they've really disappointed you. Then I was trying to think in my head when I seen a film the other day, and I was like, they've kind of nearly got it right. Or I'm thinking, this is what society's going to become. Demolition Man. I watched it in the cars. I was like, cars are getting like that. What they were, electric and doing that. And I was thinking, when he flies through the thing and the foam comes in to stop him from the thing, I went, I wonder if they're going to do that, shoot that foam around you. But also, that guy who runs the whole everything, and he's a total fucking snowflake, where you're not allowed to swear and everything like that.
You was fined 45 credits
for the violation of the
fuck your mama.
Yeah, I'm thinking, is that that's what's going to happen? We're going to be living Demolition Man times, fucking Taco Bell, totally shit like that. And you're not allowed to swear.
People can't listen to full songs because it lasts too long, so they just listen to adverts.
Hot dogs,
it's quick.
Armour hot dogs.
Oh
the
my
dogs,
god,
kids! Aye, that's Demolition Man.
Maybe that's just a window into the future.
So if anyone's listening to this, if we're going to be coming like Demolition Man and we're all going to be ran by that fucking snowflake maniac, let's just stop living how we're living and let's change it, because I don't want to be in a place where I'm not allowed to say fuck and I get fined. I've got to use the 3 seashells.
Getting fined for fucking swearing, it would just be. The thing is though, you're right though, we're not a million miles away from that now, because it's like comedy. I think comedy is one of the ones that's been one of the subjects that's been affected the most with like rules and regulations and that.
Gervais doesn't give a fuck, and that's what I love.
So
he's just like, I can say what I want. Why? If you're offended, don't listen to me, or you're choosing to be offended. That's your choice.
But even like, there's obviously like things like racism and the sexism and all these things, and there's some people who were just really awful with it, but there's still like, there's jokes that like, say, I don't know, a man can make about a woman, and it can be funny, and it doesn't need to be this like, But like now it's getting to the point where like if a man says something about a woman or says something about a dog or whatever or some like anything, or a woman does it, it's like there's always someone out there who's like offended, and it's like and they can't just go, well, it's just a joke. Like if you've got to
half the people aren't offended.
even-
One person says and everyone joins a bandwagon and go, oh, this is going to be good. I'm going to get on this just to cause some shit.
Yeah.
It's fucking bollocks. You
It
should
is.
be able to say whatever you want. And like what Ricky Gervais says, he's writing it as a joke. And yes, you can laugh.
Aye.
Like when people say there's
Like
something
satire.
about cancer or something like that, and people,
Yeah,
well,
that's
that's not
what I mean,
funny. My mum's had cancer and stuff like that. I'm like, but he's not joking about your mum having cancer. He's just making fun of it, and we're just having a laugh. No, he's not offending anybody. He's not trying to. And if you're being offended, that's your choice. If you don't like it, turn the fucking channel off and don't watch it. How stupid is that? Getting passionate again about things.
No, but it is. I think where you're talking about like stopping swearing and that, like I think comedy is one of those areas where like comedians must find it really hard now. Ones who like probably the mainstream ones, because Gervais isn't really like a mainstream comedian now. He kind of does Netflix, so he can just do the fuck what he wants and does his tours, does the Golden Globes, which was mint. But it wasn't like it wasn't really edgy what he was doing. It was meant to see what he did at the Golden Globes, where he just mocked them all and basically said, "Come up and get your little fucking award and fuck off," and that. You don't know anything to tell like normal people and that, which is mint. But it's like it's kind of like it's. I mean, it's not like that's not the type of thing. I mean, that's being limited. It's more like when he talks about like things like people with terminal illnesses.
Yes.
Like you wouldn't make fun of like a guy like, oh, see that guy over there, he's got a terminal illness and everyone
I'm
laughs.
laughing
That's
at him.
horrendous.
You were laughing
But
at
say-
him.
Yeah, but if you say like, like if you made a story up and in it there was a guy who had a terminal illness and you made kind of some joke about the fact that he didn't have long to live or something like that, and it can be funny, and the guy can find it funny in that, but someone out there can go, ooh, I think that's a bit bad, like you're joking about terminal
But this is what
illnesses
I
and
think.
that.
Anyone could be offended about anything, and I think people. This is the problem with the people. All these people who are complaining, they think the sort of subjects where you can't do it. You can't do it about cancer. That's offensive. You can't do it about women because that's offensive. You can't do it about race 'cause that's offensive. I'm like, if you mentioned someone had a silly haircut, I might find that fucking offensive because I think finding stuff about silly haircuts is offensive. So how far do you go with that? You know what I mean? Like
Well,
you can be offended about anything you choose to be. It doesn't have to be. It doesn't have to be one of the big cancer or racism. It's like I can be offended about anything, but I don't. If I don't like it, I'll just fucking turn it off.
But I think in comedy though, it's one of those areas where like you expect people to say things like that are going to make you laugh, and sometimes the funniest things are like
What you
the
can't
most
joke about.
fucked up things. And like I've spoke to like people who've
What you
been
think?
like they might be like cops, let's say, and they like arrive at the scene of like a crime or something, and there's maybe someone has died, and it's totally like it's so intense and it's so
They have to
dark,
do that.
they make some kind of joke of it and make light of it because your mind just can't deal with how dark and fucked up it is that you kind of just like make some kind of comment about like they'll like say like people that I've known like have said like, oh, we're just kind of like we kind of shrugged it off and just made like some kind of joke about like
Surgeons do it.
the guy I like the guy's like ham was over there or something like that, like, or do you know what I mean, like just some random thing. And that is like
Making
that's what
light
humour
heart
and
of it, yeah.
light heart of it, because it's kind of like there's fun and there's like humor and everything, but like
And it's one of the greatest gifts to be able to make people laugh, and it does make light heart of a situation. Why do you want to be taking life to end of the days? I've got a sign in my kitchen which says about don't take life too serious because no one's getting out fucking alive anyway. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's it.
So
There's no
why
sequel.
there's no sequel. Huh?
Yeah.
But it isn't. Everyone's gonna die. When you're
Aye.
born, that's inevitable. Everyone's dying. So
Yeah.
fucking why these people are taking things so serious? Just have a fucking laugh about stuff and just.
well, that's it. It's so fucked up because like you've got that, but then you've also got like you've got this really like polished version of society, which is like what you see on TV and what you see in like on the news and that, and then you've got this really harsh, total contrast side of society where there's these people who just don't give a fuck and they're just absolutely awful to each other. Like I said in one of the other episodes, and they'll just hurl abuse at like celebrities or famous people just because they can, and they're just really, really awful and say really dark shit. So you've literally got this total stark contrast, and in the middle there's like just nothing there. Whereas before, when it was a bit of a balance, everyone was kind of more in the middle. You just got these really fucking awful people now, and then these really people that come across like they're just spoiling everything.
Yeah, trying to spoil anything. I think we need to fight
really.
back and tell them to fuck off. It was someone said something. It was a great thing about people getting offended over something they see, right? And it was brilliant. It was like an example of having a billboard, right?
Yeah.
Massive, and you're driving in your car, and it says, "Come to our gym, only $9.99," and people going shouting at the billboard and go, "I don't want to come to your gym. I don't want to spend $9.99." You wouldn't. You'd just drive past and go, "That's not for me."
Yeah.
But that's the equivalent of what they are doing. He's making a joke about whatever it is, and I'm dead offended. Turn it over.
Yeah,
it's not for you. Turn it over. Other people will laugh at it. Suck a dick.
Suck a dick.
They are. Suck a dick. Oh, let's get on to something else.
I think we should talk about toys.
Toys?
I was going to say,
sexual toys?
Yeah, like, do you not think, like, it's funny, like, we've both got kids now, and, like, I've obviously both got loads of toys and stuff like that, like figures, and I find myself when I go through, like, when I go to, like, say, somewhere like Smith's, and you look at, like, your typical action figure, if you go and look at all the Disney ones, like the superhero ones, it fucking drives me mad because the figures are too big to play with. They don't have like little figures, and the arms don't bend, their legs are straight. They're the cheapest pieces of shit you can get. And then what they do is, the figures we used to get as kids, they're called like the Masterpiece or the Dark Collection or something, and they've got like the legs that move and that, and they charge like 30 quid for a figure. Aye. And that's like this. If you go and look at the Star Wars figures, right? Well, Star Wars figures in the 80s were pretty crap, but I remember like figures like Action Force and stuff like that.
Action Force with
a
board.
And they had like all the articulation. You could move the figures and set them up and that.
Wrists,
like figures like that cost an absolute fortune, and it just pisses me off because I just think kids. No wonder kids are sitting playing on iPads more. The figures are shit. They are. I would be on a fuck. I'd rather just sit and glare at a screen if you give us a figure where I can't.
Is it not because they're all on their iPads, so the toy makers go, "Let's just make it fucking shit. They're not going to play with them anyway." But their mum and dad will buy them for Christmas, and they'll just dump them in a fucking
I hate
room.
The Disney toys, like all they do is they just make these big boxes that cost like 60 quid for 5 figures that are all the characters that look mint. But as soon as you take them out the box, you can't fucking play with them. You can't set them up in a scene. I used to set figures up in a scene and like go down to their level and like look at them and be like, I can't believe that.
Make a base and make zip lines and that on the stairs.
With them, they're too big. They fucking just stand there. They're just ornaments. They're just like, oh yeah, just buy this plastic molded into the shape of one of our branded things. You can't fucking play with it because you can't even make it walk. Its legs just like it walks like Hitler. They're just rubbish.
They are a pile of shit.
Pisses off. And then the other thing, well, they're all right, but like it's just fucking nuts how like popular like things like slime is.
Oh, didn't fucking get me on the fucking slime. That's all I asked for. We got him some for Christmas.
It's ridiculous.
With slime, but there's adverts on called Poopy Slime or whatever like that. You seen that? And I was like, what the fuck? And it's the unicorns who poop slime or something like that.
I saw that. I saw one of them, and it was marketed at like girls, and it was a little doll that pooped it, and our bumhole was in the shape of a heart. And I was just like, what are we teaching children here? It's no wonder they're going in for like cosmetic surgery when they're like,
because they think their arse is a
my bumhole doesn't look like that. It's totally mental. Like, I just think toys are fucked up. Like, there's no decent toys out there now for kids. Like, well, there's a few. There is a few. Like, there's like Treasure X, which is pretty good. Where like you get like these boxes and you've got to like find the treasures as you work through and like smash the soil open. And then there's like different, you pour water on bits and then you get like bits of their bodies and you put them together in that and you find little bits of gold and stuff in there.
Well, all the other toys,
decent.
the toys that the kids buy now, though, they're hooked on, and that is all the ones like what are like Ryan's toy review and all that, because he's so popular. They're like, I'm going to sell toys for extortionate prices, which is a pile of shit, and he'll go, Dad, can I get this? Can I get it? And I'll go, oh, it's fucking 8 quid for that piece of shit. Yeah. I'm like, nah. And then I eventually go on then, and he go, oh, look at this. I'm like, what is it? He's like, a mashem, and it's like a bit of goo, and it just does that. And I went, I paid £8 for that piece of shit.
Yeah, totally. I paid £8 for that.
I'd rather give you it and you went and smoked crack with that.
Yeah,
it would have been more beneficial to your life.
Looking for the perfect Mother's Day gift? Pop on down to Blobtastic. We have something for everyone. Ribbed, flavoured, glow in the dark, and more.
Dad, look! I think I found the perfect one.
Oh, fruity. Your mum's gonna love this. Great choice, son. I think we'll get one for Nana as well.
Blobtastic, bringing families together for generations.
Mr. and Mrs. Johnson, if you would like to come in and take a seat.
Billy Johnson is not your average teenage boy.
I just want to be like those guys at school, Mom. I just want to fit in.
Billy's test results are back, and I'm afraid there's not a great deal we can do for him. We think it's time that he faces up to the fact that his situation is permanent.
You don't understand, Dad.
Okay, Billy, calm down.
No one understands.
No,
Nobody has been through what I'm going through. I'm on my own.
Follow a young man on a journey to find hope and acceptance.
Come on, Billy. Are you kidding me? Most guys would kill to be in your situation. Look, I've known you since the 7th grade. You gotta trust me.
Nominated for 6 Academy Awards, including Best Picture, Jake Baloney is the boy with 2 dicks.
Maybe having 2 dicks isn't so bad after all.
They've obviously made a fortune out of totally
Rating society.
yeah, well, they've done it from like absolutely just totally like putting that kid's face all over the internet and that, which is fair enough. It's their choice. They've done it and they've made him into a huge star. But if anything, they should be making toys that like families with hardly any money can also afford. Like they do this egg, right?
I know.
And it's like 60 quid. And honestly, it's filled with stuff you get in a fucking party bag at a little kid's party. You go inside, there's like 10 surprises, and there's like a paper mask, a packet of stickers, a bouncy ball.
Right.
It's like, are you fucking kidding me? That you can get that all in Poundland. I could go into Poundland, spend £6 and get
all
everything
that
in that egg.
We wouldn't have
It
Ryan
hasn't got
on.
his face on the front.
Aye.
It's
But this
just
is the
his
thing,
brand.
though. Is the problem them making shitty products, or is it all the stupid, dumb motherfucking parents? I've just included myself in that because I
And
gave
me.
into it once, not doing it again.
I've given into it a couple of times.
Who's buying that shit though?
Well.
Like, if you said to me, did you buy the £60 egg? Like, did you?
Aye.
Did you?
Oh, aye.
You
well,
fucking
yeah, but
maniac.
When your kid has it on a Christmas list for Christmas, it's his main thing. What you're supposed to do?
Oh, good point.
That's,
That's
the golden list.
What are
isn't
you
it?
supposed to do? Lie like you do that he says that the fucker comes in the first place? Oh, guess what? Santa says they're not making them anymore.
Oh, mate, didn't worry about it. I had this out with the missus and I was saying, I've went on and on about how bad these toys are. And then I even said on Christmas Day, I was just like, look, of all the things he's opened, he literally opened that and then just literally left it on the floor. He doesn't even care about the stuff in it. He just goes, oh, that's mint. Then he opens it and he just goes, rubbish, rubbish, rubbish. And I'm just going, 60 quid. It's just, it's
They're like
crazy.
opening stuff because he used to sit and watch fucking things on an iPad.
Oh, aye.
Fuckers open up fucking toys.
They don't play with them.
Oh no! And then he doesn't goes, get in. I got that one, got that one, got that one. And I look, and then I just go in, they're all dumped on the floor, egg fucking things and little toys. And I'm like, you not do them? He goes, no, I've opened them. And I'm like, no, it's not a fucking surprise. No, opening, you play with them.
Yeah. The best ones are the Treasure X ones because it takes so long to find. They're on it for he'll be on it for about half an hour or 40 minutes, and then when he'll get the thing out, he'll be looking at the map, and you get they collect them and that, and it's really and the toy that comes out's really good, and it lasts a long time. Whereas them Ryan eggs, the blind bag thing and that, you literally open it and the buzz is over within 30 seconds, and they just don't care about any of the stuff in there. They don't. My little lad, he doesn't play with any of it really. But he loves the sight of it. He loved it. It was he was like, whoa, that's mint and that. And I thought, oh, well, this is good. But then when you watched him, he just didn't really play with the stuff that was in it. So it was kind of he loves the idea of opening it because he feels like he's the kid off TV. But the actual stuff you're paying for, you could have literally got an egg.
And filled it full of shit, but he would have went, that's not fucking Ryan's egg.
Aye. What they should do is you should be able to return the egg after you've opened it and go, I've got what I paid for, and just give them the toys back and give us 50 quid back.
Do you know what else he's done as well? He was sat there the other day, and I can't remember what he was doing on TV or something. And it was his tea, so I put his tea there, and he was like, right. And he went, I says, oh, what programme do you want on? And he was like, oh, will you put Luigi's Mansion on? And I was like, well, you can eat, you're eating your tea. He went, no, I want you to play it, now I want to watch it. He wants to watch me playing fucking computer games. What he does, he watches people playing computer games on YouTube. Yeah. Then he always comes in, I want to watch you playing the computer game. I'm like, I bought the fucking game for you. I'm not watching me play it unless it's a really good game. Yeah. I'm like, oh, when are you going to be older so you can watch me play Call of Duty?
Well, the thing is though, we're on borrowed time because we're at the stage now where like your kids like totally look up to you and they talk to you, but then they go into that stage where they just think you're a total arsehole and they don't even want to speak to you. They don't even want to look at you. They're just the only time they'll kind of like even acknowledge that you exist is when they need money. That stage is next, and then they become like men, and you can go for a pint with them, and then they become like have their own families, and then it probably chills out a bit then. But now is probably a good time, so you have those moments where you'll go, Dad, I'm gonna give you some attention, but then eventually it'll just be like, Dad, fuck off, go upstairs or something. You're getting on my nerves. Turn that TV show off, man. It's a load of shit. And you'd be like, this is good, this man. You used to like sit and watching this with us, and you'd be like, oh, fuck off, Dad, whatever.
I do think there is some good stuff on though. Like he watches Minecraft videos and obviously I don't see him. Future, I don't see him like watching them. I've randomly seen him like that, and then one day he's playing on Minecraft and he's only 5, and then he's built like fucking cities and that, and I'm like, how have you done that? I don't even know how to do it. And I'm like, what the fuck? And he's going, you put this here, do that, and you pull the lever and it opens up a drawbridge and that, and then you can do this and turn all the lights on. I'm like, how the fuck did you know how to do that? And he's just watched a video on it.
Yeah.
But he's remembered it, and I'm like, wow, I'm impressed by that.
Yeah.
But the only thing I hate about it is you go on YouTube and you watch everything which is American. So he goes, Dad, have you took the trash out today? I'm like, have I took the fucking what out? He's like, the garbage. And I'm like, no, it's fucking a bin. He does. Everything's American. He says everything. Like, he goes, are you going to go for some like fuel or something like that? Or and I'm like,
Dad, how many dollars is that?
Yeah, no, he does. He goes, how many dollars do you think that Santa would do that? And I go, you'll have fucking no dollars because he doesn't have them. Like, everything. And I'm like, I need to stop watching this because...
Yeah. I don't mind that like as much. I don't really have that much of a problem. Like, that doesn't happen much in our house. Like, where
does he not see American stuff from watching all the videos?
Not loads. Nah.
He's not watching enough fucking iPad stuff. Get him watching more.
Aye. Well, one thing I have noticed though is with young people, and this is why, like, Ryan even exists, is because like kids are just glued to YouTube now, and I think there's going to be like a YouTube generation because like all parents are guilty of it. Like, you're fucking knackered and you fling an iPad at a kid and go, and they end up sitting there watching stuff on YouTube, and YouTube is their equivalent of TV. Like, I don't think networks will exist in the future. There'll be like Netflix and that, but like BBC and all that, they're all going to have to like, for their generation, they're all going to have to really diversify and get onto like onto YouTube. And apparently I read a thing the other day that said that the for video content, YouTube has the highest by a massive margin for how long people spend on there watching videos, more than Netflix.
I because you wormhole it and you kind of get yourself fucking out of it.
Exactly. So they have you in by your balls. So they are starting to do their own content now, their own series and their own.
Oh yeah. Everyone's
and YouTubers are doing it. Yeah. So like that's the
beginning
of that. Well,
they've had paid TV for a while now. I just don't think they advertise it very well. So I went on it a few years ago, and then I was like, oh, you can watch all TV programs and stuff on here, but you just pay a subscription. Like, I would have thought they'd advertise it like Apple and Amazon did, but they don't seem to have done it.
Yeah, well, I think if you want it, if you're somebody out there, right, and you wanted to make something to try and get it onto TV, the best thing you could do now is
stop giving people tips.
Make the best. Try and make it as close to professional as you can, and put it on YouTube. Whether you're like making some kind of like reviewing like, I don't know, like
dog's dicks,
or whether you're like doing like a thing to teach people how to be ninjas, like that's the place to do it. Or even if you were doing your own like sitcoms, or you were doing your own like fucking adventure movie or something, YouTube is a place to have it now.
Oh well, yeah.
I mean, and there'll be people thinking like, well, that's probably always been the case, but like now more than ever, I think. It's like if we came along now with the whole Buzzcocks thing and we were like that age, I think we would get picked up straight away. I wouldn't even need to get picked up because we'd probably just be there, and it would probably be the right time. The humour would probably be different. The way it would just be different, but it would be the right time for it.
Oh yeah.
If you take what we did then and try to put it now, it doesn't really necessarily like merge very well, but like you'd probably be more like tech savvy, and you'd be more savvy to like how you get advertising involved in it. Stuff like these young'uns are who are doing their own channels, and it would be massive.
Well, I'm trying to get him used to television, because I like go in and go, Right, what? I'll put something on for you, and I'll put on like the kids fucking go on Sky. It's like what 30 kids channels, all mint stuff, and like that. And he's like, but I don't want to watch that. And that's halfway through, and he's like, I have to search for something and put something on Netflix or something which is preloaded from Sky on. He will not watch live TV, really.
Aye.
That's because they've just got it in demand, isn't it? He just wants it. Nah,
well, I tried to explain that. I was like saying to my little over Christmas, I was like saying like, you know, I think he said on like 3 days after we'd been off, he said something like, "Oh, I'm bored." I went, "What?" He went, "Oh, I'm bored," and I went, "Yeah, man, you just got all these new things off Santa. Like, there's loads of stuff on the telly, and you're telling me you're bored." I was like, honestly, when I was a kid, like I got half the stuff, and there was there was hardly any channels, and there was nearly nothing on, and you literally, like, you just had to make do, and you couldn't even just go, "Oh, well, actually, I'll watch that."
But you didn't stay in though when you were little though. You just go on the street and play with your friends. Nobody plays in the street anymore.
Yeah.
Like on Christmas, it was fucking so eerie that I looked out the window various times through the day and seen a tramp wanking. No, I didn't really. No, and just to see if there was any kids in the streets on a new bike or something like that. Nobody the whole day. What I spotted at the times I was looking at, I was like, I always remember, like in the morning, you could hear like about 8-9 o'clock when you'd been up for a couple of hours. You hear kids in the street, you look and they're like riding the new bikes or shooting a fucking Nerf gun and playing and everything with all shit. Nobody does that anymore. They just sit in the fucking house.
I bet you there's absolute stockpiles of porn in the fields.
Porn
mags.
Oh yeah, definitely.
They'll all just be there, just like left with like dust on them in that.
Come and find us. Instead, kids just go on their phone and just go type in Pornhub or something like that and just go on.
God knows what is. If you went to and found the average 12-year-old and took his phone off him and looked at what he'd been, God knows what he's been looking at. Honestly,
I know.
Fucking hell, it's gonna be scary that way.
Again, if you were controlled better, you can put filters on and stop doing that. But what's the point in doing it when every other fucking lazy parent isn't gonna do it? So your kid's gonna fucking see it anyway.
Scary.
This is what I'm saying. We need to make a revolution where all the mums and dads get together in a fucking group and we'll all come together and go, right, let's stop these cunts growing up like cunts. Let's get filters on that shit. Let's tell them to fucking stop putting fillers in their fucking faces and shit. And just everyone just come to an agreement that we're not going to do this and stop doing it.
It's just a trend.
Lazy
bastard. It's funny though, because
I
think to talk about the fillers thing and all the like the cosmetic surgery, I think that's just like mostly in the UK. Like, when you see, like, I don't think Americans are doing it particularly.
I don't know any, so I wouldn't be.
Well, when you see the celebs on TV and it seems to be like even their low budget celebrities, like, or like the Australians and that, they don't appear to do it. Like, if you watch like the equivalent of like Love Island Australia, like the women on it, and some of them tend to be like different parts of the world, just tend to like be like they're probably enhanced and they wear like a bit of makeup and stuff, but they don't do the whole lip thing and like the. It seems to be the lip thing, especially seems to be like an English thing or something. I don't know what the crack is with it, like, but it's just crackers. It's just nuts. They look like they've been smacked in the face. Some of them, it's mental.
They do, like. But, again, never seen a good one ever.
Yeah, but I think that one of the, if we went all the way back to the main problem with children though, is I just think they're going to grow up and be like, you know what, Dad? All the problems stem from the fact we just didn't have good toys. There was no good action figures out there.
That's it. So we all went onto YouTube.
We all
just prefer watching that. I used to go to Phoenix every couple of weeks with my mum and dad. I was allowed to pick an action figure out. I got it and it was fucking good. And I would play with it for fucking hours. And yeah, eventually after so many months that you had a few of them, and if you had a brother that you did, then you could have a fucking war. You set it. The best thing was you took about an hour to set the fucker up. You'd make it up. You'd make houses, dens, bases, the bad guys, zip lines, fucking put nets on and everything like that. Good tip for zip lines is a bit of string from one thing to the bottom of the stairs, and you get a paper clip, put it over, and you put the paper clip through the fingers, and it's a fucking, what do you call it, to slide down the zip line. Fucking class. Brilliant. And then in the garden, you would dig up the mud, and you'd put a plastic polythene bag in it and fill it with water, and it was a swimming pool. Shit. Yeah.
I think it was mint. I used to like, when I used to set mine up, I used to like lie on the floor and like look at them. So like it was if you were like looking through the lens of the camera at them. So it was almost like they were to scale in that. and they'd like talk to each other and stuff like that.
I'm going to mention Cy Ford again. Cy Ford, I was living in my street. His dad was fucking brilliant at making. If like we got Action Force, his dad would get a massive like plyboard. I don't know if it was ply. It was massive, right? And he would paint it all with greens and blacks and stuff.
Really?
Make roads on them, and then he would make paper mache fucking
Fuck off.
Oh, I'm not
What a legend.
paper mache mountains. Paint them, put nets on them, make furry. He made the fucking full landscapes for us to play armies. Oh, it was fucking unreal, honestly.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
Yeah.
That's class.
Lucky guy, but I got to play with him as well.
Yeah.
Cheers, Si. Cheers, Bob.
Pretty cool that, like, to be fair. I can just see little Bob's face though, if he went all that trouble and then you just kind of came and went, oh, that's not right. Oh, I didn't like that. Should we go upstairs in your room to play on your Xbox?
If you met Bob, God bless him, he's passed away now, you would never say that to his face.
Yeah, well, that's it. I think that's the thing, like, that's the other thing as well.
That's
like,
good though, imagination
old
and
school dads would probably do that. Like they'd put the time into doing that, and they'd be like, and they would totally see the benefit. Like even if you were that type of dad and you try to do that now with kids, you probably find that they'd just snub you. Like they'd be like, oh,
fuck off. What you wasting your time on that for?
You probably unless they're totally into it. I don't know. Like some kids, all kids are different in that, but I just think a lot of like kids would probably just be like, not really interested. I don't really like the idea of. I don't even really think that much play with toys. Like, I don't know. Like, do kids play with figures as much now?
I don't know if it's just my guy. I always thought he doesn't.
Yeah, neither does mine.
He like goes, aye, whatever,
They,
and then just
like, a little
goes,
bit.
I want you to play with him with us, and I'm like, I do sometimes, and I'm like, I can't play with you all fucking time. You need to learn how to play by yourself.
You play with them and I'll watch.
Aye, that's what I say. And I sometimes go, tell you what would be cool, play with your toys there and film it on your iPad and your mate. He goes, oh yeah, will you film it? I'm like, no, put the iPad on and press record and play with your toys and film it.
Aye. Well, this is it. It's just a different world. I would have loved. You just like the thought of having all of my figures and then having a computer that I can just carry out into the garden and film with and that and make my own movies with.
Stop animation. I was teaching him how to do stop animation. So I did a few with him, and then he did it, but he moves it too far apart. So it's like fucking on one side of the screen, the other, and another, and then there's 6 cars in the picture. I'm like, how are these? They're teleported the fucking cars there, did the son?
It's not Star Wars.
But what other toys? You know what I said? Like, I always wanted, and now I got one, a Boglin.
Oh, I had a Boglin.
Did you?
Yeah, I had a Boglin. They were mint. Aye, they were good then. You could move their eyes.
Yeah.
My Boglin, I used to pretend it was Jabba the Hutt.
Did you?
Yeah,
because they weren't based on that.
Anyway. And I used to just pretend it was like Jabba in his palace, and I would like bring my Star Wars figures in because he was like more to scale. Only thing is though, mine had like antennas, so I think I cut them off so they look more like Jabba the Hutt.
Jabba the Hutt.
What other good ones were there again?
Manta Force.
Oh, Manta Force.
Manta Force was mint because it was like, oh, he has this big Manta Force vehicle, but inside there's fucking loads of more vehicles and loads of little figures in that. It was class.
Mask. Did you have Mask?
Mask.
That was class with them cars. And I had my
Transformers kind of weren't there.
Yeah, I had the black. It was like a Porsche, and it pulled the things and it turned into like a boat. Oh, it was fucking mint.
Remember Venom? There was only one kid I knew who had Venom, David Craig, and his mum worked in the toy department at Phoenix, I'm sure. And she used to get like loads of like, you know, when toys are like the boxes are damaged or like they kind of can't put them up for sale. She used to get them like dirt cheap. She used to have like some fucking amazing toys, like loads of Ghostbusters figures and all sorts. But he had can you remember Venom out of Mask? It was like a blue helicopter, and you like did things with it, turned into a jet. Honestly, it was fucking beautiful. I used to go home and just like think about that, like fucking.
Another one was Thundercats.
Oh yeah.
My brother had the Thunder Tank with Panther and that. Oh fucking hell. Obviously I always had the baddies me, so I had like Mum Ra and shit like that. But
Mum Ra was
another
pretty
one
good.
was Marshall Bravestar.
Oh yeah, Brave Star was good.
Star.
I don't think I had any figures of that one though.
We had fucking loads. My brother had like all the good guys, again the horse and all that shit. Then I'll like Tex Hex, I had his big flying thing. I had all the jail and everything like that.
Whoa, that's
But
class.
you know what I got? On Christmas, my dad got us the jail, right? And it was fucking like big long thing. It had 3 parts to put together. And when we got it and opened the box, it had 2 right sides. Not a left and right on Christmas Day. Fucking gutted. took it back to Phoenix. They didn't have it again, and then
David Craig had it.
My dad just convinced us to not get it anymore and get something else.
Oh, that's
Devastated.
that move.
I know.
We've all got it in with to do that. Oh, do you really want to get that? I haven't got this and the other. Like, I couldn't do that, mate. Like, I'd be like, oh no, I'll have to. It's probably easier now though, because you go, we'll get it online or something or whatever. But, it's a nightmare that, like, getting the same part in the box.
Turtles, another one. Love them figures. I had the Leonardo from Britain. I was playing this game, throwing it up and down. Some kid from my street went, oh, I can have a go at that. Threw it up, landed in the middle of the road and exploded. Oh. Gutted about that as well.
Sly bastard.
Tortured memories of toys.
Aye. Well, that's it. Toys meant something then. I don't think they really mean much.
He-Man. I have fucking loads of He-Man. I've still got Castle Grayskull and Skull Mountain in my mum and dad's garage.
Have you?
Aye.
That's where I think we should go after this finishes. Go around and get Skull Mountain out. He-Man. The thing is, you know what it is? Hollywood is fucked. And they're not really making many new films. I think rather than going for the computer games, they need to go for the old school toys. Imagine Mask as a movie.
Yeah.
That would fucking work. It would be mint. Absolutely class. I would, where it had, is it like the Boulder Mountain where it was like a base in that? But like, I get Chris Nolan to make Mask. Fuck off. That would be mint. That would be so good, wouldn't it?
Get fucking Chris Nolan to make fucking out of an morph and it would be fucking amazing.
No, that would be good though. That's what they should totally do. Someone in Hollywood should be like, you know what we're going to do? We're going to get all the 80s
they probably are now listening.
Yeah, they did do it with G.I. Joe though, and that was shit.
What, the one where they got fucking Bruce Willis's fucking missus to get a skinhead and just like...
No, that's G.I. Jane. They made a one called G.I. Joe and it was like all the action figures and they had all the characters in, but I didn't think it was very good. And obviously they made He-Man with Dolph Lundgren.
I like that.
It was
at the time,
right.
in Courtney
Skeletor makeup in it, mint.
It's really good, and Guldo.
Yeah,
it was good. It was a good film, I thought. It's probably shit, but it's...
Apparently they were going to remake that though, Masters of the Universe.
Yeah,
He-Man.
I heard they were going to do that. They will do.
Probably. Yeah, they will, definitely. They'll probably make fucking Mask as well. There was a cartoon that I still have watched.
Cities of Gold.
Oh, that's one of them, yeah. That would be a good film as well.
Yeah.
It would be that's a Netflix series, that.
Yeah.
People just to sit and binge watch. That's probably the original binge watcher, actually.
Cities of
It's
Gold.
got like a million episodes. And the movie
that's got them all on DVD, actually.
Yeah, I had them at one point, but I think I watched the first 100 and then...
Is there really that many?
Oh, there's loads, I don't know if there's hundreds, but then it felt like 100. I think I watched loads.
Adam and Norm giving you facts. Hundreds of episodes of Cities of Gold. I'd love someone to find it and email us and tell us how many there were. There was 11.
No, there's more than that. It was on I remember having the box set and I think it was on 6 DVDs. The entire series. It was pretty colossal.
That doesn't mean anything. I had fucking Schindler's List and it was on 2 fucking discs, man. I had to fucking flip it out. I was nearly puked.
Flip discs.
Imagine sick.
Imagine showing.
Why the fuck did they do that?
Because they just fucking didn't care. They just basically... Why did they do that?
Why? Because Schindler's List was on for 3 hours. What made them make that I had to flip the disc over? I thought when they did VHSs and got rid of them fuckers, that stopped doing shit like that. We had to wind it back. And then they brought out DVDs and then they went, we're going to flip some of them. I actually got it and it was a flip disc and I didn't even notice, right? And I had never watched it for years. And I fucking put it on and it started halfway through and I watched it and went, that was a bit weird. It was only on for an hour and a half. And then I realised...
That's a nightmare, that, that's just a different world. That's the analog world, still floating around a little bit there. That's not even... No, that's not. Because if you went and bought, that's the equivalent of, say, going and buying, I've... What's another long film? I've just bought Schindler's List.
Heat is on.
I've bought Heat on video, but it comes on 2 videos. Halfway through the video, imagine how good you'd be if you did this. So halfway through, then you go get the second video in, and it's not rewound. Oh my god! Rewind the video. Gotta rewind. Sorry, mate. I'm just rewinding the second video of the film. You'd get fucking torched for something like that. Imagine even trying to explain that to a kid. This day and age, to just go, they'd spit in your face.
Yeah.
The equivalent to that is getting buffer or something like that when you're like getting low quality buffer rate on
The
it.
only advantage of having videos is when you did get them as Christmas presents, like a box set. Like
It felt
like you got
Aye.
a fucking massive present.
Aye.
You only got like 6 films or something like that. But it's like,
And also it was like, they used to be like in like cases that were made them look like a little bit like books, and they felt like a bit sophisticated. Like,
I like them.
What videos you got like? It's got
chill out.
fucking hell, Harry, mate. He's got fucking Robocop on video, original and that. It's fucking Harry like.
I just
then-
used to rent them from the shop, like, and just record them myself.
I think they were mint. I remember going into video shops and loving looking round. Like my dad would be up there and he'd be looking for film, and I'd be like, I'm gonna fucking look on the boxes, and you would be like,
I fucking loved
there's
it.
loads
Every
of
Saturday,
boxes. And I would like look on the back of the horror ones and be like, fuck. And then I would like look at the dirty ones as well, and you'd find like the ones with like a woman on the front, you look on the back and you'd see like a tit or something, you'd be going, oh fucking hell, where's my dad? Like, whoa, that's mint. And you'd just be like looking at it and be like, that's Harry, like, and then put it back.
Saturday night, my mum and dad must have been going out or whatever it was when I was younger, and we're out, you can go and get a video and you get some popcorn and that, and you watch it, and babysitter will come round and that. You used to go to like Ritz, and then it became Blockbuster, and you'd go, right? Do you never remember going round, there's a new film coming out soon, and you would go up, and then you go, getting it and that, and then you look, and then that didn't have the video behind it, and they were all rented out, and you had like go,
there was waiting list for some, wasn't there?
have you got Mr. Spock?
Yeah, have you got like Gremlins 2? Oh, that was the world then. There wasn't enough for everyone either. They only had so many videos, and if you got up there too late, you were fucked. You were waiting weeks. You'd have
But
to
that's
get the
mint
timing
though.
just right.
But that's good then. I wanted more, and then we'll give you more, and I think it's worse. It was good when you had to wait for that, I think.
I built the momentum up, didn't it?
I just have...
That's why I don't like binge watching things on me. I don't like it when they just go, Stranger Things, he has all the episodes, you just watch them all in a day, because the conversation's dead after a week. Whereas if they just did it every week, it keeps it in everyone's conversation. It keeps people talking about it and like getting excited about it. You can't get excited about a TV series when everything's just there on day one. It's just total. It's the major problem with society now. You just get everything instantly and it spoils it. If you made the wait, it's better. That's why shows on the BBC, like when they're just over weeks and weeks and weeks, and people are tuning in for it, they build up because everyone's talking about them.
Good things
Like the
come
crime.
to those who wait.
Yeah,
Guinness
well, that's
had
it. So, who? Jimmy Savile?
Guinness.
All right. Oh, he said good things come to those who wait. Jimmy Savile. I was thinking, fucking hell, that's quite a statement.
What did he wait for, like?
No, he didn't wait for nothing.
He didn't wait for out, man, him.
He was just cracking on. Well, I think to summarise this little podcast, I think it's been a trip down memory lane for toys and what kids are like now. And I think...
How ironic that would finish on Jimmy Savile and we're talking about kids. That's a bit
you
weird,
brought
isn't
Jimmy
it?
Savile in.
Did I fuck?
Actually, it was me, because I thought you
It was, because you got Jimmy Savile on the brain.
Oh, God. Jimmy Savile, he's a bastard, like. What a bastard. Yeah, well...
Just
I
remember...
can't end it on Jimmy Savile.
We can't. Just think about all the toys that we used to have when we were little, all the toys that the people have now, and just remember that you've got too many toys, they fucking suck, ours were miles better, you have everything on demand, you don't appreciate it, and we love it. Probably cut that out, it was rubbish.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah,
I'm
you
gonna
do
leave
one
it
now?
in.
Nah, don't do that.
I'm going to leave it in because it'll boost my...
Oh, boost your ratings up.
Yeah, boost my rating.
You know what you want to do? Get yourself a selfie and get it online and just get some more ratings, mate. Ratings are where it's at.
If you've taken a selfie of yourself today, you're a twat.
I don't think I have. I might have took a couple yesterday.
You're a twat anyway.
But I did find a good thing, or a filter on the phone for portrait, and it actually really does something cool, and I'm going to show you in a little bit.
I thought you were going to say I found something online. Something to do with filters with porn.
No. Why would I do that?
I don't know. Right.
Right, let's end it and stop.
Celia.
Why are we whispering like pedos?
Why do I have to be beat first? Because we're whispering?
Because that's how we do, because don't want to get caught.
Fuck off. I was just trying to make it like an intimate thing.
Why are
with
you
the listener.
whispering still?
Right, bye. We're going to go. See you.
Last podcast.